Now, even though it sounds somewhat boring, the bestseller on Germany's non-fiction list at the moment deals with new spelling and punctuation reforms. About 80% of all Germans are opposed to these reforms, and some famous writers and authors say they also think they're pretty silly. But some students are for them, and if you're currently studying German, you may also think that they make life easier. You can judge for yourself.
Some consider Germany's traditional spelling rules as sacred. Others loathe them. Now they're to be simplified. The way words are spelled hasn't changed in Germany since 1901, but the new spelling reforms go into effect in 1998, and many find them confusing. The new system will have fewer rules and, above all, no exceptions. It's supposed to be more logical. The reforms have been approved and the new official dictionary has already been printed. But there's still a great deal of resistance to the change. Many think the reforms don't go far enough. They want even more simplicity. And they're disappointed that Germany's unique rules on using capital letters will remain the same. School children will have to learn both systems to begin with, the old and the new way of spelling. This advertisement is promoting the spelling reform. It was produced by students at Berlin's College of Arts. They agree the new rules are simpler. It doesn't concern the students that the written form of the German language, which has been developed down the years, could now be distorted. Newspaper and television advertisements have been designed to convince Germans of the advantages of the new spelling system, but the designers are still looking for someone to fund their campaign. The students believe it's all just a matter of getting used to the change. They've been so taken up by their work on the new system that some of them have already forgotten how the words used to be written.
Two of the students involved in the campaign for the reforms join us now in our studio. Andrea Köppe and Frank Seidel are students at Berlin's Academy of Art. Welcome to Boulevard, Germany. Hello. Now, we just heard in our report that you have made a commercial in support of the campaign, in support of the reforms. What else are you going to do?
Well, it's not only a commercial. We did advertisements for papers, newspapers, and stuff, and we made a postcard. You can send it to your friends and say you are writing like the reform wants you to. And what else did we do?
Well, we have planned a game show to do with the autograph as well. It means like you have a competition between normal people and celebrities, and so they're in contest one against the other in writing sentences, and there will be cameras behind the shoulders of the prominents. And
now that seems like it would cost a lot of money, and for this campaign to succeed, I saw one estimate that said 30 million marks was necessary. Who's going to pay for this?
Well, we hope that the ministries will pay, but they don't have to pay 30 million marks because they can realize part of the campaign. They don't have to do the whole campaign. Like, if somebody will do something, it doesn't have to be the whole campaign.
Why really is a campaign necessary? I mean, the reforms are done, they're in place, so what are you really hoping to achieve?
Well, the first thing is that we want to talk in a positive way about the reform, because so far it was only in a negative form. There were well, a movement of the opponents called Frankfurter Erklärung, which was brought to the public in October of last year. And since then, all the time you were talking about the reform, you always were talking in a negative way. And we, first of all, want to change that, and then give those people who are positive to the reform some arguments to be able, in discussions, to take position for the reform, actually.
Now, some of the opponents that you just mentioned are very famous writers and authors, Günter Grass, Hans Magnus Enzensberger. Do you really stand a chance going up against protests from famous writers and authors?
Well, everything they said was mainly, we were always writing like we wanted to, and so we won't accept the reform, which is a bit ridiculous, because they said we never cared about autograph, and now they say we don't want to have the autograph changed. And we say, well, let's leave it up to the people what they want to do. If they want to have a more easy autograph, they can have it right now, and they don't have to argue about writers or something like that.
Andrea, why are students from the Academy of Art involved in this campaign? What does punctuation and art have to do with each other?
Well, punctuation and art, maybe it has something to do with it. But No, we're studying Gesellschafts and Wirtschaftskommunikation. That's a little bit standing.
See, society and social and economic communication.
It's
something
focused
like
on
that.
advertising.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's advertising, and a part of those studies is art, but only a small part. The other part is science and planning and communication as a big part.
Okay, well, you've made a big step now. You've communicated with the viewers of Boulevard Germany. Thanks to both of you for joining us today.
Thank you.